Hi, it's Nicole Mason here. Again, I'm a special ed and early grades education major, and on May 30th, I went to Yes, Philly. On this Tuesday, since we only went once and not on Thursday, we finished our worksheets from the sources from the previous week. The students each had to find 3 sources and find out what that source meant to them, their interests, things like that. We also then, in the second period, did elevator speeches, and the students each got to pitch their ideas to Mr. Moore, the teacher. I observed that the students shared their ideas with each other, and then they pitched them. Instead of going off of what they thought, they were able to have 20 minutes to prepare for their speeches and what they wanted to say. They were able to have someone back them up if they didn't and if they weren't ready to say it all. I felt confident about our group's work because we planned out each and every detail that was going to go into the project as well as the speech, and they felt pretty confident sharing it as well. I noticed that some other groups were unsure what they wanted to do, which was crazy to me since we're so far along and we only have 4 more classes to finish this, that they should have been a little more prepared and kind of had a better idea of what they wanted to do since we're 3 weeks in now. However, I feel like everybody's project will turn out well. To explain further what we did on May 30th, that Tuesday at Yes Philly, the big thing that we did was the elevator speeches, and I learned that each group had a different idea and they're coming from different views and places. For example, one group just wanted to do straight social media. They didn't want to do any interviews or anything like that, while another group just wanted to do interviews and put them all together, kind of like how we put our reflections together. I heard different ideas, and they were all great ideas, and I really liked them all. I think that if the students had a little more time, that would be beneficial for all of them. To clarify their interests, they were able to use different medias, and I think the social media group will have the best turnout since nowadays students are on social media so much. They have so many ideas, hashtags. I think that will definitely help, and their interests will directly, make the project a success. The students became more self sufficient when it came to brainstorming and sharing their ideas. They didn't need so much of our help coming up with elevator speeches. Although they've never done it before, they were able to pick the main points, the main details of a project, and share the most important stuff since they only had an elevator ride to share it. I like that elevator ride and that whole experience that the students got to do. I think it'll be beneficial for them in the future because they can pitch ideas. They are able to determine what's the most important, determine what, for example, shareholders want to hear and what they need to hear to know if the project's going to be a success or not. So in general, like I said previously, the students just were able to share their ideas with the class as well as Mr. Moore, the teacher. If I was in charge, I would give them a little more time to research their projects rather than do these elevator speeches. I thought that Mr. Moore could have pulled them aside all week and took 5 minutes, not even, to hear everybody's ideas, and it didn't take 45 minutes like it did in class, because that 45 minutes could have been great time, great opportunity for us to work with the kids. We are not getting enough time with them. I think they don't do work while we're not there, and they definitely don't do work while we are there. So it's kind of tough even doing any work. And the fact that while we are there, we're doing things that I don't want to say are off task, but aren't 100% beneficial to the project, in my eyes at least. I would want to learn more about um, what they're going to share with the community in this project. They're all doing it and they're going to turn it in, but I think to take it one step further, if they share it with their community, with people around their school, rather than just the class of Mr. Moore, I think it'll have a better impact and create more social change. If I wanted to do it again, I would just change the whole thing and, like I said earlier, make it shorter, quick pitches, and get to work. We don't need 45 or 40 minutes to do elevator speeches. It just didn't make sense to me.